Welcome to Choffy's Compensation Plan presentation, Session 2. Phase 1, Career Path. In this session, we'll be discussing the career path or title requirements for Phase 1 of the compensation plan. We have split the compensation plan into two phases. Phase 1 is the path for individuals in the distributor and manager phases, while Phase 2 is for leaders. As you teach our plan to your downline, we encourage you to split it into two sections as we have. Being taught the whole plan at once can be overwhelming. Therefore, we recommend that you focus your training on the 5 golden behaviors in Phase 1 of the plan until an individual has enough experience and developed their skills to a point where they're prepared for something more. Furthermore, we want each new distributor to make a goal of becoming an executive manager, and by focusing your training on the first phase that ends with that title, you reinforce that goal. As we go through the career path and earnings opportunities, please note that the first item on each slide is the behavioral focus for that title or payout. You will see through the progression of the presentation how the focus on behaviors evolves over time. We have done this to reinforce the 5 golden behaviors and to demonstrate where they fit into the plan. As you learn and associate them with the compensation plan, you will have a deeper understanding of how our plan works and how to work the plan. This will empower you with the knowledge needed to succeed. When we talk about titles, there are two types: badge title and paid as title. The badge title is your permanent title. This title does not change month to month except in the case of promotion or 12 consecutive months of failing to qualify at your badge title. The paid as title is the title which you qualify for in that month, whether it is the same as your badge title or lower, and determines what bonuses and overrides you will receive on your downline's volume. The requirements listed for each title are for promotion to that badge title and to be paid as that title in subsequent months. All of the qualifications are monthly, meaning that they do not accumulate over time, but start over each month. All volumes in the career path, such as personal volume, group volume, and downline volume, are based on the retail value of the order, regardless of what price the products were actually purchased at. This is done to reinforce the importance of selling. Distributor. Our first title is distributor. Each individual that submits an application joins the company as a distributor, giving everyone the same opportunity to succeed. The focus of a distributor should be on selling and recruiting. Many of our bonuses require a distributor to be active in order to be eligible for earnings. To be considered active, a distributor needs to have at least $90 personal volume in the current month. Personal volume is the volume from purchases made by yourself and your customers, including preferred customers. Senior distributor. Our next title is senior distributor. A senior distributor needs to have at least $90 personal volume and 1 active leg. A leg begins with a distributor on your first level, and it includes all of the distributors below them. For example, if I were to sponsor Sarah and she sponsored Michael and Julie, then I would have 1 leg, but Sarah would have 2 legs. My leg begins with Sarah and includes both Michael and Julie. Sarah's legs are Michael and Julie, each counting separately. An active leg is a leg where at least one person, anywhere in that leg, is considered active by having at least $90 personal volume in the month. Going back to our example of Sarah, Julie, and Michael, if any one of those distributors is active, then that would count as 1 active leg for me. If all 3 of them were active, I would still have 1 active leg, but Sarah would have 2, being Julie and Michael. Again, the active distributor doesn't have to be on your first level. They can be anywhere in the leg. The senior distributor title is part of the distributor phase. Their behavior focus is on selling and recruiting. We can see that evident through the qualifications for this title, which require a combination of those two behaviors. Executive distributor. To be an executive distributor, you need to have at least $120 personal volume and 2 active legs. The behavior focus of an executive distributor is still on selling and recruiting, and that is reflected in the requirements. Both the selling and the recruiting have increased slightly from senior distributor, representing an increase in skills that you have gained. Manager. To be a manager, you need to have at least $150 personal volume, 3 active legs, and $750 group volume. Group volume is the volume from your personal group, which includes yourself and all the people below you, down to but not including the next executive manager, based on badge title. The behavior focus of a manager is primarily on selling and recruiting, but this is the point where they begin to evolve into the manager phase by teaching their new recruits how to sell and recruit. In essence, they duplicate themselves. Again, we see how the qualifications for this title are specific to those behaviors they should be doing. The introduction of group volume is the beginning of the building manager behavior, because they now start to work with their small team, teaching them how to sell and recruit. As we move forward, you'll see how we shift from recruiting and selling into a stronger emphasis on building managers. Senior manager. A senior manager needs to have $200 personal volume, 4 active legs, 2 of which must be senior distributor legs, and $1,500 group volume. A senior distributor leg is a leg that has at least one paid as senior distributor or higher title anywhere in that leg. It could be on the first level or on the 10th. It doesn't matter. As long as there is a paid as senior distributor somewhere in the leg, it counts as both a senior distributor leg and as an active leg. This can be seen in the diagram for senior manager. For ease of illustration, the diagram shows the 2 senior distributors as being on the first level of the senior manager. However, they may reside on any level, not just the first. Again, group volume is the volume from yourself and the people below you, both customers and distributors, down through but not including the next executive manager. As a senior manager, usually there won't be an executive manager below you, but in some cases that may happen. While there is still a strong emphasis on selling and recruiting for the senior manager, it is increasingly shifting toward building managers. Notice that by requiring the 2 senior distributor legs, we have required more of the building manager's behavior. Having 2 senior distributor legs shows that you have successfully duplicated yourself by teaching your downline how to sell and recruit. Before we move on, let's talk about leg requirements versus first level requirements. This is another note on how to work the plan. The reason we have chosen to require legs instead of first level distributors is because in doing so, you are better able to work with your entire team. Let's suppose for a minute that instead of 4 active legs, 2 of which are also senior distributor legs, you had to have 4 first level distributors, and 2 of them active, and 2 of them senior distributor or higher. What would happen if one of those senior distributors didn't have their $900 personal volume and therefore was not paid as a senior distributor? You would have to build a new one. But what if there was a qualified senior distributor below the first level unqualified one? While we hope you would still work with them, they wouldn't count towards your title qualifications, and therefore you would more likely focus your time on recruiting and training someone that could count toward your qualifications. For this reason, we use legs. We want you to be able to work with your entire downline, even if their sponsor isn't active or qualified at the level you need. Maybe you see someone a couple of levels down as a rising star, but you know that their sponsor doesn't have the skill set to teach them how to become a successful manager. By using leg requirements instead of first level requirements, you are rewarded for working with your entire group, not just your first level. This is part of working smart. When everyone works together and leverages their individual strengths, the entire organization is stronger and succeeds together. Because we know how important this is, we have created a compensation plan in such a way that a sponsor will never lose their downline, even if that downline promotes higher or faster than the sponsor. In addition, that sponsor will not lose any earnings either. In fact, they will increase because of the increase in volume. This is demonstrated in the Phase 1 Earnings Opportunity presentation. Executive Manager. The executive manager is the pinnacle for the manager phase. To qualify as an executive manager, you need to have $200 personal volume, 5 active legs, 2 of which are manager legs, and a total of 3,500 group volume. The behavior focus for an executive manager should be in large measure on building managers, but some on selling and recruiting as well. A new executive manager will likely spend more time selling and recruiting than an experienced executive manager. This is part of the evolution of behavior focus. As discussed before, you must lead by example. If you want your group to sell and recruit, then you must do that as well. You never stop selling and recruiting. This is the end of Choffy's Compensation Plan presentation Session 2.